Welcome to the Hollywood Scholar. I'm Jed Morgan, and it appears that the next beloved franchise is about to be destroyed by Amazon in the form of God of War. And I've played all the main games, none of the spin-offs or anything like that, 1, 2, 3, and God of War, the fourth one. And I gotta say, I really enjoyed them. I had some conflict with the original ones that were Greek because, for those of you who don't know, Hellenic is my religion, so Greek mythology is my personal religion. But it was just such a good game and wasn't trying to be antagonistic. It was just trying to be a fun game, and I greatly enjoyed it and didn't have any problems with it. And God of War 4 is just one of the most beautiful games ever created, and it was just an incredible game, incredible story, and really looking forward to Ragnarok coming up soon. But the idea that Amazon, who's butchered the Wheel of Time, and it looks like they've butchered the Lord of the Rings, that is not a good thing for me when it comes to adapting God of War. I'd love to see an accurate God of War portrayed, but it's never going to happen in today's woke sphere. He's going to have to be killing exclusively white people. He's going to have to be a black dude. He's going to have to be this. He's going to have to be that. There are problematic things in his past, and yeah, the idea of him, killing his family, I doubt that'll go over well for the feminist ideology. So I imagine there's going to be a lot of damage done to his character to fit the check boxes that Amazon has admitted that they have. But we got this article here from Bound in the Comments that breaks down this news of Amazon's God of War series. So yes, I do have to say it's officially a rumor at this point, but they do have some really good evidence for it. So I take it as, near fact at this point. But I do have to put that out there. Amazon taps the Expanse creators and the Wheel of Time showrunner for God of War live-action TV series. And from what I've heard, the Expanse was really good up front and then fell off a cliff. So I don't know which Expanse creators these are, if they're the ones responsible for the drop-off or the initial success. But anyone who's associated with the Wheel of Time after that dog shit series is very concerning to me to be tapped for a God of War series. New rumors suggest that Sony's popular God of War video game franchise may soon receive a live-action television adaptation courtesy of Amazon Studios. And I do like that it's going to be a TV show. I, in general, prefer TV shows over movies just because you have that time to really develop their characters. You have a lot more screen time. You have a lot more opportunities to do a lot more cool things. So, in general, that is a good thing up front. But according to the information provided by Deadline by the trade news outlet's sources, Prime Video is currently engaged in negotiations to bring Kratos' campaign of Norse and Greek to decide to the small screen. Now, I do believe that they'll probably start with the Norse mythology side of it because that was the more popular per se. So I would see them doing that, and that would suck because that game is incredible. But I feel like they can adapt it better into their checkboxes for the fourth game. There's a lot less in it, a lot less people in it. It's mainly monsters and the father and son relationship, so they won't have to change all that much besides, making the son a girl probably. But yeah, the Greek version is just a little too problematic for these people, I'd imagine. The adaptation will reportedly be helmed by the Expanse creators and a few other guys, Wheel of Time showrunner. Very concerning. Further, Sony Pictures Television and PlayStation Productions, whose current project, The Last of Us, is currently in production with HBO, will supposedly collaborate with Amazon to bring this the series to life. Now, The Last of Us series, I actually was looking forward to initially because I really enjoyed the first game. And then the second game came out on all those issues, and then Pedro Pascal's been saying a lot of dumb shit recently, and I've just kind of soured on the idea, especially with them pushing so hard the second game as being the better version, and the story was better, and you're just an evil person if you don't like the second game as much as the first game. And there's just a lot of stuff around Last of Us that I don't see modern Hollywood being able to adapt the first game well in this current era because of all the supposed backlash for the second game. So that one I'm not looking forward to. If successful, brought to air, the God of War series would be the third such video game adaptation to be produced by Amazon following the in-depth Fallout and Mass Effect series. Yeah, those haven't come out yet, I believe, because I definitely would have been watching the Fallout series. Yeah, and he's killing a woman in that scene, so that's not good. Unfortunately for fans of the violent character action series, while video games in general have a rather poor track record when it comes to live action outings, yeah, there's been very few that I found decent at best. Amazon's history of adaptations in particular does not bode well for the cursed Spartan. From the Wheel of Time, Tom Clancy's Without Remorse to Lord of the Rings, Amazon's Western live-action adaptations have a notable habit of not only deviating widely from the source material, but also making unnecessary changes to the story and characters in order to score brownie points with the identity politics obsessed. And that is very much true. This picture has perfectly encapsulated it. If anything, dwarves should be, almost like translucent of skin because they never see the sun. They live underground, so this complexion doesn't make any sense from a scientific perspective, let alone a lore perspective. And yeah, Amazon just doesn't have a good track record, exactly as they put it. And so God of War, I just imagine being butchered as much as they're butchering everything else that they're currently working on. Of course, the God of War franchise, with the exception of Reacher. Reacher was fucking fantastic. I really enjoyed that, and it was very accurate to the source material. That one I do have to give them credit for. I don't know how that managed to slip through with all the other shit that they've been doing recently, but that was a very good show. The God of War franchise itself is no stranger to such critical theory-driven character attribute swaps. Yes, in Ragnarok, they are race swapping a few characters, which doesn't make sense for Norse mythology. Just like if, for the third trilogy or whatever, he goes down to Africa and fights African mythology, would we expect him to race swap a bunch of the black gods into white gods? No, absolutely not, because that wouldn't make any sense for where those gods came from. So it's a double standard that people have a problem with in this situation and others like it. As revealed in the premiere trailer for the upcoming God of War released during the September 9th, 2021, the giantess mother of Fenrir in Norse mythology, I can't pronounce that, will appear in the game as a young black girl voiced by the Equalizer star. That doesn't make any sense. I'm sorry. It doesn't make any sense within the lore or anything else. So, yeah, I imagine Amazon will 100% be doing this as well, especially because the game did it first. This character, if it's in the series, will 100% be race swapped as well. But yeah, just a lot of concerning things when it comes to the series. I really love the franchise. I really love the idea of this tortured individual who's literally got the ashes of his dead family clinging to his flesh, and that's just a terrifying story, and it was a very compelling one, and that's why the game franchise has lasted as long as it was and was as popular as it was, because it was just so profound in the struggle of this character. And I don't imagine Amazon having the talent nor the desire to properly bring us that struggle to the screen without diluting it in such a way that it means nothing. Identity politics kind of has a habit of doing that to these great characters, diluting them until they're meaningless. And that's what I fully expect to happen here, just like I fully expect that with Lord of the Rings, because they don't have a good track record, and Hollywood as a whole doesn't have a good track record. But we'll have to wait and see. This is still officially a rumor. It will probably get confirmed in the next few weeks. I imagine it's very likely at this point. That would be my guess. And, we do have to see. And there's always the possibility that it's good. I want to eat crow. I love it when I eat crow and stuff like this, because that means Hollywood has some good left in it. And that is better for me as a fan and better for me as a content creator if things are good. I want things to be good. So I really hope that they pull this off. And I really want to look forward to it. But at this point, I can't. And, we'll have to wait and see. There's nothing else that we can do at this point. But trust and pray to whatever god or gods that we have. But anyway, that's all we have for today. I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments below. Please like, share, and subscribe, and I will see you on the next video. Anon. If you like what I do here and want to see good, compelling stories that Hollywood will no longer give you, check out my book series, Odyssey of a Phoenix, a mythological epic about philosophy, morality, and modern-day mental illness issues. Books 1, Down in Flames, and Book 2, Apocalypse Then, currently on sale. Book 3, Kill the Dark, coming soon.